And the new. Congratulations. Abdullah Mason defeats Sam Noakes. Very, very fun fight. Mason versus Noakes just happened. And I'm going to let you know what really happened right now in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, the first fight on the main card, for me, it definitely delivered. You had two undefeated fighters. They both fought like undefeated fighters. They both fought like they had something to prove. So congratulations to Abdullah Mason. He secured his first title. He is now the youngest in all of boxing at age 21 with a strap. He's the WBO champion. In this video, I'm going to let you know my breakdown, the pros, the cons, or the good, the bad, and the ugly. So right off rip, the good, let me get that out. Abdullah won. We got another American champion. UK, sorry, mate. One more week, mate. Get bang. The UK boxing is down bad. Y'all got like one or two champions in your whole country. America, we got another one. Shout out to Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, we got another one. The Cleveland Browns even shouted him out before his fight, wishing him luck. So I thought that was cool to see. You can find that on my social media. And, you know, all in all, Abdullah Mason, he did the thing. Do I believe he won the fight? Absolutely. He definitely won the fight. And it was a very fun fight. Very fun fight. However, for me, it was a bit frustrating because I get it. For a lot of you guys, this is not your job. This is my job. So when I'm watching a fight like this, it's great. It's fun. It's action. Both guys are trying. Both guys showed heart. Both guys had moments where they were pretty, hurt. But it was frustrating from Abdullah Mason in certain regards. Now, certain things he did, I loved. But other things he did, I feel like moving up and moving on, hopefully he learns a lot from this fight and takes it into his future fights, because as you step up in level, you're going to run into different things, and there were some flaws. And it's not about berating or bashing the winner, because a win is a win. That I would rather be a winner and then go back and look at tape and see what I did wrong. So he's still perfect record. But let's talk about some of the bad and the ugly. So for me, the bad was Abdullah Mason, despite all of what he was doing well, like his body attack, his combination punches, he's a southpaw. He actually showed a good beard, because I was a little bit worried. He fought that dude with the little business up front, party in the back, mullet thing, and he got dropped twice. I want to say twice in that fight. And I was like, I don't know, because we hadn't really seen him step up. But in this fight, he was in there with a big puncher. They were even calling him the Kent Golovkin. Hell no, guys have marks. Guys is not his pie guys, right? So a lot of people had a lot of faith in Sam Noakes' power. And I didn't know too much about Sam Noakes. I knew surface area stuff, did a little bit of research as I was preparing for this fight, but I'm not no diehard Sam Noakes fan. I've seen some of his fights. I looked at his record. He had a high knockout percentage. I think it was like 17-0, 15 knockouts, something like that. So they both came in with a lot to lose, undefeated records, high knockout ratios. Neither one of them got a knockout. There were no knockdowns in the fight. That also should go for the good. The good is both guys, your stock doesn't like dramatically go down from a fight like this. So Abdullah wins. He stays perfect. But Sam Noakes, people are going to want to see him back because he fought like a warrior. It was very valiant, et cetera, et cetera. So that is also good. But for me, the bad is I'm looking at it from a different, I'm not looking at it like kick my hands up and kick my feet up and just watch it from pure entertainment. I'm studying the craft and seeing the moving players, because lightweight, you got Gervonta, you got Shakur Stevenson and stuff. So this was an important fight. Now you got a new champion, etc. So I'm studying it from a boxing analyst perspective. And for me, the bad for Abdullah Mason is some of the flaws that I seen. You were able to get away with it, and you did very good in spots, but there were some things that I will discuss that I wasn't the biggest fan of, right? The gist of what I'm going to say is this. The problem with young fighters, a lot of times, one, they headhunt, and I'm just generalizing, but a lot of times they headhunt. He had a really good body attack, but then he would abandon it. I don't know why these young fighters, probably the teaching or whatever, I feel like they feel they're going to have more influence with big shots upstairs and somebody's head ringing and flying back. It looked crazier. People need to appreciate the art of a good, strong body attack. It's not going to look as flashy as a headshot snapping somebody's head back, right? But who cares? If it gets you to the goal of knocking this muff out or knockdowns, then you got to take that path. Abdullah Mason has very good skill. Jab, bop, bop, mop, 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 snappy. But he needs to do it consistently. His jab, he could have won the whole fight with his jab and then pick your spots on when to throw the combinations. And that's my problem. That's why I'm saying it's bad, because it's kind of a bad habit. Yes, you got through this fight, but at the end, you had a little bit of blood, a little cut, a little knot on your head. And for me, I truly felt Abdullah Mason made the fight way more difficult than he needed. Round one was pretty competitive. I gave it to Mason. I gave Mason the first couple rounds, right? But they were super competitive. They were real good. They were competitive. And I feel like once you get a feel for your opponent, his style, his durability, his, how resilient he is, what type of power, speed they got, all that kind of stuff, that's when you need to start making adjustments. And for me, I don't feel like ultimate adjustments were made by Mason. I feel like wherever the direction of Noakes' attack was, that's how Abdullah Mason fought. And that's kind of a sign of being young. So he has the skill, no doubt, but he needs to learn from it. So more particularly, there were the abandonment of the jab or the abandonment of the body attack. One of the rounds you had him, not one, multiple rounds, you had Noakes badly hurt to the body. He has a good poker face, but he couldn't even hide the body attack. And he was like, backing up. You could tell. I don't know how it looked live in the ring, but on TV, I could tell the man was hurt. And there was one round where it looked like he was going to get a knockdown, maybe even a stoppage. Started off with the body attack, and then the very next round, Mason's getting hit with big shots. So I don't like to see that. I want to see a talented, young, skilled, athletic fighter. He clearly had the hand speed advantage. I wanted to see him build from that previous round and start to pull away in the later rounds. But it was kind of tooth and nail, because I really feel Mason made the fight harder. And I think his corner was talking to him about that and saying that, but I didn't want to see that from him. And I feel like a lot of young fighters, they are so worried about getting the highlight reel knockout that you're running the risk of getting knocked out yourself or embarrassed or dropped or whatever. And that's kind of how Mason was fighting, where he was making himself, maxing out his vulnerability, trying to cook. And I feel like the real way to cook, you really want to cook, is tenderize the meat, pause, beat the guy up, discourage him. He can't hit you. He's hitting fresh air. And then pick your spots and bop, boom, bop, instead of getting melted and hit with big shots yourself and then depleting your health meter and you giving up big shots. It just works out better. So for me, from what I seen, and I'm not taking none away from Noakes, he was tough, he was game, but no special effects. Like Floyd said, he didn't really have no special effects. He had power, heavy-handed, he was shorter, and he had a willingness, and he was tough. That was it. The hand speed, the speed, athleticism, the height, the jab, the basic fundamentals of boxing, better combinations, was Abdullah Mason all the way. But again, He didn't always use that to his advantage. And I've noticed this in other Mason fights. The quickest way to get knocked out in boxing, from what I've learned, is to try to press for a knockout that isn't there, right? And I felt there was moments where Abdullah was trying a little. He was a tryhard, right? Look, he was busting the man up and stuff. Build on that. But there were moments that were try hard for me where he was trying a little too hard to impress and have a good performance. I understand it's your first title fight. You want to be the youngest. You worked hard in the gym. But there were moments where it was very apparent to me, this dude from Kent, Sam Noakes or whatever, he wasn't going easy. So once you realize that he got power and he's willing to like sling them shots and he was pretty durable and had heart, you should have backed off in moments, right? And then jump on him at certain moments. It's like a scale. You got to balance that. You know what I mean? But there were moments where Mason was just fighting like fire with fire and it wasn't even needed. Like, why would you? I feel like the only chance he had in some of those moments was to land something big and you were setting him up for it. It's like, let's say baseball. If your team is up by 3 runs, right, and it's the last inning and you're the pitcher, why are you going to pitch a fastball with bases loaded, which is what they need to get a grand slam, and then possibly like tie or win the game? It don't. You should give them all the pitches they don't want. Don't give them what they need, and you got someone up to bat who's really going to go out. You got Barry Bonds at bat, and you can win this game right here, and you're going to pitch him the fastball so he crack it out, bop, and then that's what he needed. So that's what I noticed a lot in this fight. There were some shots, and I've noticed this from Mason before, where he's coming up underneath, right? He's trying to come up underneath. Maybe he doesn't have the proper distance or range, and he's like trying to get too fancy with the combinations. Coming up underneath, he getting hit with a hook upstairs. So it kind of like snap your head back. I don't know how strong Noakes is out because he kind of fought domestic level. But if you were to fight like Maidana level person, like somebody like that, Ruslan Provodnikov, and you coming up like and getting caught in between the shot, it might be lights out. You at least getting dropped. Both guys hurt each other. It was a great fight. I enjoyed it. But I think Mason, he got to tighten up. You're a champion now. It's in the past. Learn from it. As far as Sam Noakes, the reason why I haven't really had much, like, I guess, the negativity is because I truly felt he fought to the best of his ability. Like, he was the more one-dimensional guy, right? So he used that. He used his style up, right? If his style was in the vial, he like drank the whole thing trying to get this done. You know what I mean? Mason, I think there's more there that could be built on. You just got to fight smarter in those moments. Like, you were giving this man an opportunity by trading with him heavily, and that's the opportunity he needed. I wasn't a fan of that. DAZN commentary is terrible. They were trying to make it like Sam Noakes won a bunch of rounds. One guy, Mike Coppinger, he was like, I gave Noakes like 2 or 3 rounds. Absolutely. You guys have to understand there's a difference between a competitive fight that's hard to score and a competitive fight that's not hard to score, right? 3-minute rounds, who's doing the best per the scoring criteria? It was Abdullah Mason. Like, Noakes had moments. He was throwing singles. He was throwing like, a body attack, or he would war back. You can't let your emotions dictate and score rounds for him that he didn't win because it's a good fight. So it absolutely was a good fight. But one of the commentators on DAZN was like, oh, man, this is a super close fight, and don't be surprised if it's a draw. And they were painting this whole narrative. It wasn't no draw. It was clear to see that Mason won. And this is coming from the person who just gave you minutes worth of critique on Mason, what he can improve on. So I'm keeping it real because I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. So I wasn't mad at the performance, but I think there's more that Mason can do. And my overall message is, don't give people opportunities that they don't need to have. make them work for it at best. Like if someone just laced you with a clever shot, boom. But Mason was kind of given some opportunities to Noakes. And he just stick with the jab, the body shots, box, use your height. Don't go into his world because it worked here, but you may not always be so quote unquote lucky if you continue to fight the high level, like more experienced guys. Because who was Sam Noakes? He wasn't no Gervonta Davis that everybody been checking for, but he had grit and determination and stuff like that and some power. So very fun fight. I don't want that to be misconstrued. I enjoyed the fight, but part of what made it such a fun fight is the vulnerability and the at risk. I'm not saying he should run or fight boring, but pick your spots. You seen this guy wasn't trying to go away. He was trying. He was like, and Sam Noakes low-key was dirty. There's a lot of moments where he dirty in the clinch and he hitting you, rabbit punching, hitting you, trying to catch you off guard. So Mason also got to work on his clinch game because some of those moments in the close quarters, Sam Noakes was throwing any type of punch and you could get buzzed and rocked by something like that because he got one hand free and he's like, if the ref ain't there to break him, he might throw something late or whatever. You just got to be cognizant and aware, but very fun fight. That's what really happened.